Set your sail for the orange and blue sea. Yarr!
You, we take the charge for. Give us the final four! Soon may the Javamen come to Lucas Oil with coke and rum. Monday when the title is won, we'll take our ring and go. Soon may the Javamen come to Lucas Oil with a bottle of rum. Monday when the title is won, we'll take our ring and go. Soon may the Javamen come to Lucas Oil in a bottle of rum. Monday when the title is won, we'll take our ring and go.
Welcome to the Javamen Fighting Illini podcast. Soon may the Javamen come to Lucas Oil. Gentlemen, Java Suds, Java Shabs, Java Joe, what is going on, my friends? Final Four bound. Final Four bound.
Joe, you go first, man.
Speechless.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, well, this is an interesting, obviously, huge high. I was I'll get into this more. I was in Houston. It was awesome. Electric, just everything I hope for and more. And yeah, it's surreal. There's a lot of, there's just so much media coverage. It's like, cause I can't even consume it all. I've been, between work and the kids, like it's been busy. And so I can't even can't keep up, and I don't try to keep up when they're not in it, but like there's so much out there. All I'm listening to right now is I haven't read a ton of articles, just been trying to listen to podcasts in between like other stuff. It's just amazing. And I want this, I'm hoping the team will get into this, level off a little bit and then refocus for a business trip, because UConn's a very winnable game, but it's electric. We'll get into this after the season, but I feel very vindicated by my faith in Brad, and that he is not too old to learn, and that he can change with the times. And he's at a coach his age is likely the most flexible, I'm not finding the right words, coach out there, and we're lucky to have him.
Adaptable.
We really are. Adaptable, thank you. And we're very lucky to have him. And the narrative that was told about Brad was quite the opposite. And so it's interesting to hear from people in basketball circles talk about Brad, and very much aligns with the Pede. And so anyways, we can address, we will have a state of the state. And there will be apologies that will need to be made. But that will be after the season. Now we're soaking it all in, and we're focused on the business trip that is in Indianapolis.
Well said, Joe. We're flying high. Joe's been around the world, basically. Down in Houston, back home. Now he's meeting us in Chicago. The Javamen are taking a party bus from Chicago down to Indy on Saturday morning. Coming back Saturday night, get everybody back home for the Easter holiday. And yeah, we're riding high right now. Joe was obviously at the game, so we'll hear all about what that was like. Me and Suds were at a local watering hole.
That's right.
Enjoying the win, and Suds pulled the move of all moves at the end of the game when the final buzzer was sounding. He pulled a basketball net out of his bag and a pair of scissors. We then walked around the bar, making sure everybody had a chance. All the Illini fans were there. They all had a chance to cut down a piece of the net, a piece of history. We couldn't be there, so we had to bring our own net, and it was an all-time moment. Just getting to celebrate. Done. We've never been here before. Last time they went to a Final Four was before we were in school at Illinois. It was just before we got there. So this is everything for us. This is all that we've worked for. This is for the fans that suffered through a lot of rough years. A lot of losing teams, going to games at the United Center and watching us lose to UIC and the like.
All-State losing to Northwestern.
It's been a long road to get here. The path opened up very, very nicely, and Undy and this team, this very fun team, grabbed the bull by the horns, took advantage, and got us here to the Final Four, where we will all be there at Lucas Oil, getting some shrimp cocktail and steaks and martinis before the game. We'll fuel up, and then we'll make our way into the stadium, hopefully in not pouring rain, but that's all good. Nothing can bring our mood down right now.
So the opening song was for 2021, where the Final Four. So that was the Io Kofi year, dare I say, the Loyola year. And we made the Javamen song, Take Me to, Soon May the Javamen Come to Lucas Oil, the Coke and Rum. And sure enough, 5 years later, I guess is it 5 years?
Yeah, we were just a little early on the song.
5 years later, it has now become the revenge tour for Brad, and he is getting his revenge. Round 1, an old friend and Fran takes him down. Sweet 16, Calvin. Calvin was rattled that whole game. The Elite Eight take Iowa, 8-0 run to finish it, and now it sets it up for the revenge tour with Danny Hurley, and I would not have it any other way. I cannot wait for this game on Saturday. Shaps, I thought I jinxed us getting the net. I was so nervous. I went to Dick's after work. I bought the net. And at halftime, I had to leave the bar and take a walk. I had to get some fresh air. I was not feeling it at all. And the team, you know what? There was never a doubt. Never a doubt. We kept at it. We knew at some point they were going to start missing shots. Key, dare I say, in-game adjustment, Java Joe, by Brad, defensively, not helping out, letting those guys go to the hole, and that proved to be the difference because Iowa could not finish at the rim. And we pulled out another double-digit victory, gentlemen, en route on Saturday, meeting at my house, Java Suds' house, 8 a.m., coach bus. Joe, tell me about your schedule, man. You're flying in from St. Louis tomorrow night to join the bus. Is that right?
Flying in tomorrow night, so don't miss the bus. And yeah, so I'm getting in late, like taking the last flight out of St. Louis. And yeah, then just getting a good night's sleep. Probably gonna get a late. I've already been scoping out deep dish pizza places open till midnight near O'Hare, so I'm gonna get a pizza in.
There you go, Joe.
Likely have a gummy to aid in that pizza consumption and sleep, and wake up nice and early, grab a Java, get ready to go. I went to get a new prescription for my eyes this week, so I've got new contacts.
Smart. Oh, good.
New contacts I'm picking up tomorrow.
I gotta find my glasses, dude.
Yeah, we're sitting in the nosebleeds. I don't have binoculars, and I just didn't feel like buying them for this game.
No,
I probably should have though. But
no, my daughter has these little pink binoculars, and she said that I can borrow them if I want.
Perfect.
So I might show up with some pink binoculars because we'll be in the nosebleeds of Lucas Oil for sure. We'll be watching the whole game on the big screen, and the players will look like ants down there, but we'll still be screaming at the Zebras. We'll still be able to see better than if we get high knees working the game. We'll still be able to make better calls from the nosebleeds than he does. But for the most part, watching on the big screen, I think But we had to be there. We had to be in the building. We had to take in the atmosphere. We got all seats together too, which was huge. Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. Joe, what was it like, real quick before we get into the games a little bit, but what was the atmosphere in Houston like? Because that was kind of a last minute trip by you and a few of the others.
Yeah, Java Jubes and Java Lane. We all made it down. This is pretty funny. So bought 4 tickets, and then people
Yeah, you
were.
bought it right after, right, Joe?
Yeah, that wasn't very smart. It's okay though.
I was gonna say it looks
I
like
was
you were
I was
Riding
that
high.
was an incredible evening. I was on such a high after that Houston game. Like that was because the Iowa was more of like relief. If I'm being, I was like relief,
Yeah.
like kind of. I'll get to the Iowa like when 2 minutes left. I know we're gonna win. But I was like, oh, I gotta be there. We gotta be there. We just beat Houston big time. Revenge tour check 1. And so anyways, I'm like, and then I'm looking at tickets and I'm like, oh man, we can get way better tickets than what I have. So then I just buy the better tickets.
Oh, you bought more tickets?
Yeah, and then I sold the other ones.
How'd you do on it?
He was in too deep at that point.
That was the next morning. Not that Saturday morning. So like Saturday morning, I leave really early, like I don't know, like 4:30. Wake up, and I'm on like in the Uber, and I'm just starting. Like I got up extra early to make sure I got a cup of coffee in before I get to the airport, and so I'm just like jacked up, and I'm like, and I'm consuming the content, and I'm like. Then I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I should just look and see where like what we could get tickets wise. And then I found 3 awesome seats for a very reasonable price. And I'm like, I bought them. And I was thought about sending a text out to those guys. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until we're all together and surprise them with like we got awesome seats.
What about the other 4? What'd you do with the other 4?
I sold them.
Okay, you do okay on them.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I did okay. It all evened out with the Arizona Illinois bets that I made that evening.
Exactly.
So we're all good.
It's a wash.
And yeah, exactly. And so yeah, it was amazing. We got in town, grabbed some lunch, Illini fans everywhere. There was it was good. It was a good mix of Illini, Nebraska, Iowa. We went to the pregame, Illini pregame at Tom's. Shout out to the Illini band.
Nice.
A lot of local Illini celebrities. Whitman gave a speech, which was cool.
I saw you talking to Wags' parents.
And then on the way, yeah. So then we're like, we got to get there early, get our spot, all that's, get situated. So we walk in, our tickets are in like the club area. Like where you have the bar, like right behind, like the bar right behind the seats. Like we're at center court. We weren't like super far down, but we were at center court. So like literally the concessions were like a 30-second walk for us. It was awesome. Like right on the aisle. It was a good mix of like Iowa and Illinois fans around us. But before that, we walk in, and right when we walk in, I'm like, I think that because they kept showing his parents on the TV the other night. Yep. And I was like, I think that's Wago's parents, and either Jubes or I'm assuming Jubes is like, yeah, it is. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going over there. Yeah. And so I just, I didn't want to, it was like a 45-second interaction. I was just like, hey, are you Mr. and Mrs. Wagler? And
You're probably like, older than them.
And they're like, yeah. They're like, yeah. I was like, I'm a big Illini fan. My name's Joe. And I shook their hands. Because I just want to say what a pleasure it's been to watch your son play basketball this year. He's everything that's right about the game of college basketball, and he's I'm proud that he's an Illini, something along those lines. Yeah, and they were like, you saw the picture. They were smiling. They were like very happy. Like they weren't bothered. They were.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him, Shabs?
Joe freezes in the middle.
It cannot get old.
We got him.
Oh, am I freezing?
You
I'll
froze
have
just
to-
for no.
1
You're
second.
good. You're
Okay.
good. We
I'll
got you
plug.
back.
I'll plug. I unplugged. I was doing
Yeah.
some stuff. I'll plug back in. But long story short, it was just really cool. And then the rest of the game happened. I'm happy to take you through those emotions. But the it
Well,
wasn't.
yeah, let's go through it a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you
'cause
guys. Let
it
me
could not
pause.
have.
Yeah, go ahead.
The game couldn't have started off any worse, right? We were in a tough spot, down 12-2 at the under 16 timeout, I think it was. They
Yeah.
couldn't miss. We couldn't do anything on offense. I wouldn't say there was a little panic at the Edison Park Inn.
Dude,
It was
at
a
half,
little it was quiet,
It was a little dicey.
except for
did
the
I
Iowa
wanna
fans in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, did we want to see a 10-point deficit 4 minutes in? I think the thing for me was Sturts was hitting shots, and you just knew it. You just knew Sturts was going to hit his shots because he had the craziest thing about Iowa's run to get to the Elite Eight was Sturts was not hitting shots at all, which is
No.
crazy. So you knew he was just going to come out and just be lighting it up. But that's what scared me the most. Because you could just have you could go 40 minutes. Sturts could have gone 40 minutes. I mean, we definitely wore him down. But yeah, it was.
He
I
did go
had some
40
nerves.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm saying a productive 40. But I mean, we wore him down. Etch was saying it at EPI. Etch called that with 5 minutes left. He's like, dude, Sturts is gassed. Sturts has nothing left.
He
And-
played it. Well, he played every second of the tournament.
Yeah,
He never came out once in all 4 of their games. Never came out for a second. So I guess it would make sense. And yeah, we forced him to do a lot more. It was the opposite of their other games where Sturts was almost like the facilitator, drawing all the attention, and then it was all their role guys were stepping up huge. And in this one, it was Sturts having to do everything, and the role guys, made a few shots here and there. But for the most part, it was all Sturts. I don't even remember seeing like Vulgaris, who was like their hero in the earlier rounds. I didn't even see him make an impact on the game at all. But Joe, what was it like in the arena when we went down 12-2 instantly?
I mean, though, the Iowa fans were going nuts.
Yeah.
I wasn't that concerned. I mean, it was concerning, but I just knew eventually we had some slow starts before. It wasn't anything new to me, like that we haven't overcome. And I had Iowa's offense just never really scared me. I had a feeling we could stop Sturts. Now if their guys got hot from three, but anyways, it was fine. And then I don't know, we made the run.
Yeah. Well, Andre came in.
Yeah, Andre came in, and then
I think we went on a 9-0 run after Andre came in.
yeah, and then by that point, once you knew it was around tied, I mean, I was very confident in the second half that we would win, as convincingly as
We were still
did.
down at half, though.
I
mean,
had to go for a walk at half, dude. At EPI,
I started
I
to
was
visualize what it might look like if we were to lose this game.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying we were going to lose that game, but became a possibility like during the halftime where I was like, it's very possible that we lose this game. I thought we would still win, but the doubt was creeping in. And then, I mean, we couldn't separate from them. They just continued to hit these circus shots, even in the second half. They could not miss. It was the and we couldn't make anything from deep. We were 3 for 17 from
Crazy.
deep. 3 for 17. I had to look it up. That was the least amount of makes and the second least attempts that we've had all season long. The least amount of makes that we've had all season.
wow.
And it was also the worst percentage that we've shot the entire season.
Good to
Was
get that out of
game
the way.
against Iowa. So that
But
was
that,
scary.
you know what though?
But
they
we just-
recognized
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say. We've seen it so many times in the past where we just would have shot 43s
Right.
in a lot of other games. We just would have kept launching, but we didn't. We just pounded the ball inside. Andre, Wagler,
Tommy.
even Tommy, we just pounded them inside. We dominated the rebounds. And it was really one of those games where it's like, is 3 more than 2? You know, because Iowa was taking only 3s and we were taking only 2s. And that's why they kind of hung around, because they kept hitting 3s. 64% of Iowa's shots were from 3. That was the highest by an opponent all year that we had allowed.
I didn't notice
64%
that.
from 3. Yeah.
64% of their shots
came from 3.
That's crazy.
The highest we had given up all season long.
And a lot of them weren't good ones. I mean, they were hitting
They
ridiculous
were mostly
shots.
contested shots, especially Sturtz's shots.
That was the only way they were going to win, though. You know,
Right? Yeah, they went for it, absolutely, and they had a chance. It was a 4-point game with 2 minutes left, and then we went on an 8-0 run to finish the game. Made all of our free throws, and that's how we won. But it was there was no breathing until like they started fouling, and we're like, okay, like we're not missing free throws tonight.
That was the thing for me, Shaps. We just could not. It just seemed like in the first half, and then even in the second half, we couldn't get over the hump. Like early in the second half, and I thought we played great all second half. Like we came out in the second half with the right plan, and we would get up by 1 or 3, and then immediately something would happen where Iowa would hit a 3, or it looks like Ben gets pushed to the ground and deflected off him for some reason, and then Iowa hits a 3.
Yeah.
Boswell gets called for that foul. Not to blame the Zebras, but man, there was 2 key possessions there that were 5-point swings, and they were massive. I don't know what it looked like, Joe, at the stadium. It's also funny too, because I saw someone tweet that like there was like 5 tweets by Illinois fans blaming the refs, and then 5 tweets by Iowa fans blaming the refs. But dude, that call on Boswell, that was a 4-point swing immediately right there, because Boswell had a layup.
which call?
This was
That
early,
was
right?
early in the second half when he had that steal. Remember, we had just taken the momentum.
We
went up.
scored. They inbounded the ball, and Boswell just kind of snuck up and like smacked the ball out of whoever's hands, Sturtz probably, and they just called a foul on him for swiping down when
Oh yeah,
it could not have been more all ball. It was
It's
crazy.
Stan,
It was
Stan
right in
was
front of
all
him.
over him.
It's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
hard
bad.
at the
It was so
game.
bad.
It's way easier on TV. Obviously, you get
Yeah.
the replays and
Yeah.
you get some other point of views. It's unless you're right there at the game, it's pretty hard in the moment to know like what's really egregious and what's not.
That was probably the most. I mean, that was probably the one. Every other one I could live with. The other one on Humrickhouse was weird because it seemed like he got pushed, but maybe he was just selling it. But then they immediately hit a 3. It just, everything seemed a little backbreaking in the heat of the moment. Because Shaps and we kept looking at each other like, when are we gonna run away with this? Like, because it felt like it. It felt like it, and we didn't until 2 minutes were left in the game.
Yeah, because we couldn't make a 3. We made 3 threes the entire game. One of them was that ridiculous step back by
Oh, that was
Wagler.
amazing.
I think he had
It
one
was
earlier.
so awesome.
And then I think Tommy definitely had one. I think that was it. I think Wagler had 2 and Tommy had 1.
The one that Wagler hit, the step back, I'm sure you guys saw this, but the guy that was guarding Wagler was the one who caught the ball going through the net and inbounded the ball. Did you see that? Think about that.
Oh,
So he was guarding Wagler,
yeah.
okay, and Wagler juked him out so bad that he ended up below the basket, and after the ball went through the hoop, he caught it. The guy who was defending Wagler and inbounded
I didn't
the
notice.
ball for
I
Iowa.
didn't notice
That's
that he
amazing.
caught the
Dude,
ball.
that is
Yes.
great.
I
That is
watched the
gold.
play.
Rewatch the play and watch the
That's
guy who's
amazing.
guarding Wagler. He
It's
literally
funny.
ends up under the basket and the ball lands in his hand and then he just goes and passes the ball in. Like, I've never seen that. I've never seen that in my entire life.
I saw him because I did watch it so many times. I didn't notice him catching the ball. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I did notice how like once he lost his footing and basically fell backwards, he knew, he's like, I'm just gonna look stupid if I try to go out and contest this shot. So he just turned around ready to rebound, which was kind of smart actually. But thank God Wagler hit that shot. That was so huge.
I think that was, I mean, that might have been the game because we were down 1 at that point. And it was just huge momentum play.
Yeah.
The Wagler 3 and the Z dunk are my 2 favorite plays of the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Those are both awesome in like very different ways.
Iconic, both of them.
Iconic, they are. They'll go down in Illini lore for sure.
Yeah, Z had a big dunk in this and late in this one too. That actually was when we were grabbing the momentum towards the end. So that was huge as well. But yeah, it was a hard fought game. Of course, it's not going to come easy. We somehow covered, which was crazy. But yeah, I mean, we only gave up 59 points, and that's kind of been the story of this tournament is our defense, which is nuts. It'd be nice if we actually shot the ball well. I think we're due. We'll probably have to do. We're due. Yeah, we're due to shoot well in a football stadium.
You know who's due? Big Z.
No,
I don't think I've seen Z hit a 3 in a month. Legitimately,
he's not due anymore. It's like when you check out that library book and eventually they just give up on you because it's been like months and you haven't returned it. That's Big Z right now. But it's no longer, it's past due.
Z paid the fee, and and Hurley, Danny, he's gonna leave him in the corner, and Z's gonna make him pay, dude.
No.
Hurley is gonna leave him open. And Z's gonna make him pay. I'm telling you, dude, and we're gonna be going nuts. It's Z's time.
Here's the deal: if he misses it, he's getting taken out. If he makes it, he'll stay in. But
what if he just hits 5?
Because it's such a big stadium. Hold on, I have a theory on this with the Vucic brothers. So we're playing in a football stadium, right? So like in a 6 foot, 6'5" guys that are typically shooting the threes are in basketball stadiums. It correlates to a 7-footer shooting well in a football stadium.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little bit more lifelike.
That checks out. Yeah,
lifelike.
It checks out.
So I think he's going to be more comfortable shooting in the football stadium just by his sheer size.
Yeah, now it's to scale.
Got that arc on it,
Yeah, and he's got the arc. Yeah, it's going to look way better too. So yeah, I think, but if he misses it, he'll be yanked.
He gets one. He better make it.
The revenge tour. I want Hurley so bad. I need Brad to beat him. Did you hear what Hurley said today?
I was listening to him on Pardon My Take, actually.
He said they interviewed him. He said, we don't hang banners for Final Fours at UConn.
Fuck, that's cool.
That's because every time they play in the Final Four, they win the national championship. So yeah, I mean, they don't. I bet you they will start hanging banners for Final Fours if they lose.
Brad needs to beat his ass.
He's never lost after the Sweet 16.
That's fine.
Well, not just him.
Until Saturday.
UConn in general. UConn in general has never lost. I don't think I'm mistaken. Maybe one time when they go to the Final Four, they win it all.
Yeah,
we shall see.
But Hurley himself has never lost after the Sweet 16. He's like 16-0 or something.
Yeah, but Hurley also had 2. Hold on. The 2 year, that is thrown around without any context, and it bothers the hell out of me.
I'd love to hear the context.
He had the reason why Illinois never had a chance and why the 30-0 run, Brad was calling timeouts, making like that team was one of the greatest teams that 2 year run of all time. They won every single game by double digits. Who gives a shit about runs? They won every single game by double digits. That was a super team. He's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. He's probably the best coach in the country. But that was a super team. So get out of here with like that. He hasn't lost and when he makes it. That's because he had a super team that in return most of the guys year over year and got a sick transfer in. Guess what? This team is not that team. This UConn team is not even close to that
not
team.
Your father's UConn.
It's like Houston. Very
Or
a lot of
more like
a-
your older brothers. It's not your older brothers.
Well, no,
Huskies.
Houston's just, to me, that Houston team was just as good as the other Houston teams. This
Nah, I
UConn
don't
team's
think
not
so.
even close. Well,
You think
but
so?
it's not even comparable. Like the Houston teams, you can make comparisons. This is
Yeah.
not even comparable in
That's
any
fair.
stat or anything.
How did they win? I still don't understand how they won that game.
That was wild.
Because John Shire coaches Duke.
Oh, you're gonna blame Shire? I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, it might.
You guys would blame Brad. If this happened to Brad 2 years in a row, he would be getting murdered right now. Murdered. With all those. He has 8 All-Americans
you're right.
on his team every year.
You're right.
Probably has 8 All-Americans the last 2
Can't win the
years,
big one.
including the 2 top players of the year in college basketball. If Brad lost those games, he would never
was a
hear the
joke.
end of it.
That was a
Shire
joke.
is not getting enough shit for it.
2 years in a. I think he's getting plenty.
Sorry, I'll stop
2 years
yelling
in
at
a
you guys.
row.
I'm fired up. Lags got me fired up early this time.
No, it's crazy. 2 years in a row to blow those games.
Yeah, 2 collapses, absolute collapses. I mean, what were they up 18? That was a UCLA Brad meltdown in the Elite Eight. Could you imagine
worse.
it? That was a blundy of epic proportions. It was. You're right, Joe. That I misspoke. It was an absolute blundy.
It
I
was,
just
but
don't-
also if the little boozer kid just
Holds the
smaller
ball.
boozer just holds onto the ball, the game's over.
Or just throw the ball straight up in the air.
Well, there was too much time for that.
It was like 5
If
seconds.
he just holds the ball, they foul him. He probably makes at least one
Yeah.
or 2.
That's
and
coach.
there's-
I mean, that's
and there's, like,
coaching.
a couple
Clearly, they
seconds
didn't.
left, but
That's coaching. Maybe they talked to him about it, but
guess.
the squad would assume that Brad did not tell the player that, and it's the coach's fault. So I'm going to assume that Shire and his staff did not tell the player, and it's the coaching staff's fault.
No, it was a terrible call because they had 2 guys down the court. Why didn't they have one more guy helping?
it was such a weird situation because it's like UConn wasn't they and Hurley talked about this too. He said that they didn't want to foul Cameron Boozer, and he caught the inbounds, and then Dame Sarr, they wanted to foul him, but he was the inbounder, and so he got the ball back, and they had like no one around him at all. So then he was just completely wide open, and then they threw the ball to the smaller Boozer, and then he just panicked, which was crazy because they were obviously trying to foul. That the clock was running to almost nothing, so it was almost a disaster by UConn. Also on the possession before that, they took forever. They took the clock down to like 10 seconds, and then they tried to do something, and then Duke, which I thought was really smart, actually fouled the second that UConn tried to do something. And that should have won the game right there, obviously. They fouled them. They were up 3. There was like not even 10
that was
seconds
great.
left.
Mm-hmm.
The guy makes 1 out of 2 free throws. You inbound the
perfect.
ball easily. All you have to do is let them foul you, and game's over. And they just panicked. But
Do you think
now we get
that
Hurley.
Do you think that if you're UConn, does that give you a shot in the arm coming in this game, or do you think it just everything kind of goes out the window after the first 4 minutes?
I think they know that they're tough as hell, and they're just not going to go down easily, and they're always in the game. Like, they shot horribly in this game. They were 5 of 23 from 3. Before the last minute, they were 3 for 21. Caravan didn't hit a 3 until there was a minute left. So they played terribly, but they hung around because Terrace Reed is an animal. And and Duke collapsed.
How do we feel
So, I
about
don't know.
Terrace Reed in this matchup? That stat line against Furman, by the way, was so funny. 31 and 27. How is that? How is that possible in one game?
26-9 against Duke, 4 blocks.
31 and
Pretty good,
27,
too.
and they won by 9 against Furman. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
That's why we
beast.
need Tommy and Z to hit some threes. We got to get Taurus out of the middle.
Well, I mean, he's the king of being in
equalizer.
foul trouble. Like, I don't think he's ever played a first half without getting 2 fouls. So
Yeah,
you can
Wagler.
he's
too.
just constantly in foul trouble, and they don't really have anyone behind him. So you got to go at him, let him pick up
Oh.
a couple fouls, and hopefully that slows him down. I mean, Duke seemed to take the approach of like, well, we're just gonna let him kind of do whatever he wants and make sure the other guys don't kill us, which worked for the most part. But he was the only reason that they were even in that game. So it'll be a tough matchup for sure for the Visic brothers, but yeah, I'm more worried about Caravan because he's kind of like the Sturts situation where he's kind of due now to go off,
Well-
and I don't know who's going to be chasing him around. It's very much like a Price Sanford situation where he's
Yeah.
just going to be running in circles, basically going through like 10 screens on every possession, trying to get an open 3. So
Dude,
I don't know.
Shaps.
Andre, I'm thinking
I put
Andre needs to
Boswell.
be.
Boswell and Andre.
Yeah, just have him switch off.
Yeah, but they have, pretty good guards too. The point guard who's kind of hurt, he's not much of a scorer, but solo ball you have to worry about as
I'd
well,
rather have
too.
solo
Wagler
ball.
can guard solo ball.
Yeah, and then you put Jake on their point guard who's banged up. And if those guys, if they, you know what, if he's destroying us, and you take Jake out, you put Stojakovic in. I mean, I
that
think,
will happen.
Yeah, that'll probably
that will
happen after 2
happen
minutes.
very quickly.
But I think you put Boswell and Caravan. Dude, I think who is their other, who am I missing then? Who is Merck got? Because
Merck will
who's
have to
their other
guard
guy?
Caravan probably.
no.
No.
Merck cannot guard Caravan.
I think
I think that's
Caravan
what
is going to be
Mullins,
guarding
Mullins
Merck a
or
lot.
Reeby.
Oh, Mullins. I put Merck on Mullins. That's what I would do.
I don't know.
Damari Jr. Is he there?
Mullins runs around too. I think they're gonna attack the matchups.
But here's the
sure,
thing.
Try to get like switches and pull the big guys away because our big guys are not very quick. So it'll be interesting. I think we're a much harder matchup for them though. On offense. Because like Caravan will probably have to guard Merck a lot,
Right.
and we really should just pound Caravan down low and wear him out,
Booty
get
ball.
some fouls on him so he's not effective on offense. I think that'll be a key thing to watch.
I love that, dude. High low at Merck. That's what we got to. I would pull Terrace out with Tommy and Merck, and I would do high low at first 3 possessions. Let Merck go to work.
I think it goes over because I think both teams, the stadium's always a factor, the domed football stadium's always a factor, but I just think these teams know how to mismatch and hunt matchups. And so I just think they're both going to be able to score at will, even maybe at the rim, because I've heard the how they're describing one of the UConn players, the guy who made that shot. They're essentially
Mullins?
describing him as like a Ben from last year, just a completely defensive liability.
Really?
And so teams
yeah, I mean, he's a
that do
freshman.
matchups offense
Yeah.
like we do, or what do we call? What do they call the offense?
Matchup hunting.
Whatever it's called. They're just gonna, whoever gets matched up on them between like Andre and Merck, they're just gonna try to get Andre or Merck or Wagler on them, and they're just gonna go to work.
I love that. Take him out.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope. I mean, their defense has been a lot better than their offense this year. Ken Pom has them at 28 on offense and number 9 on defense for the season. Dug into a little more on the Bart Torvik, because I like the Bart Torvik. You can filter stuff a lot more easily. So since February 1st, UConn is 22 offensively, 21st defensively. Illinois is second offensively, 17 defensively, so better in both categories. Since March 1st, UConn 49th in offense, 22nd in defense.
How did they, even with the wins in March?
Yeah, their offense has really struggled.
Michigan
So
State.
who did they play?
Good defense. So is Duke. Duke and Michigan State are good defensively.
But before, excuse me, before those teams, who did they play in the first round? They played UCLA, right? They played UCLA without their forward.
Yeah,
Without Bilodeau.
Yeah, Bilodeau. I mean, if you get UCLA without Bilodeau, that's a dog walk. And they went Furman, UCLA, Michigan State. I mean, that's probably a good matchup for UConn because they're like the same team, I feel like, right? Michigan State's not bringing a lot to the table offensively. And then, honestly, they just pulled a miracle. I think that was more of a Duke collapse than a UConn comeback. I mean, UConn hit a lot of great shots. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, we're supposed to have the
three,
top four. The top 4 Ken Pom teams were supposed to be in the Final Four. It would be if Duke won, but UConn pulled that miracle out, and yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they've been insanely lucky too. They're number 34 in luck on Ken Pom. For comparison, we are 297th in luck. So they've had a lot of things go their way. I mean, that some of that is obviously really good coaching and like the ability to close out those games. And they are a really tough team. They're old and they've been there. They know how to win.
Does that luck
but
include
they've had a lot of
not getting teed up, Shaps?
Yeah, that includes like, I headbutted the ref and I'm very lucky that they didn't tee me up because there's different rules for me versus all other coaches in the country, which I'm sure will not come up at all during our game. But Bart Torvik predicts a 3-point win for the Illini. The spread is 1.5, so
I heard
seems like
Ken Pom had us 4. I think if Danny Hurley's not on the sidelines for UConn, this is a 3.5, 4-point spread in Vegas. No doubt.
Maybe even a 5.
I think they're giving
him too much credit. I think we win by 8+.
Dollar bills.
I mean, Chaps just recapped it all. I don't see a reason why
we are the much better team.
Yeah, we have big guys that can guard Terrace Reed.
Multiple. I feel like you could throw Merck on Reed, right? If you needed to.
Yeah,
I mean, you won't need to, but if he gets on a switch, it's not the worst thing.
The whistle will have a huge impact, like always, of course. But yeah, there's no question that we are the better team. It just anything can happen. Still, obviously, Duke was much better than UConn that whole game until they blew it.
Michigan State was too. Michigan State was winning that whole game, and then UConn came back.
I thought that was the opposite. I thought UConn was crushing them.
No, it was the opposite of UConn was up big, and then they were down big.
Oh.
I don't think they were down big twice. Were they?
Well, I knew that they were in the first half. I think UConn was up like 19 or something ridiculous. Very
right.
Very
that's what I'm misspeaking. That's what I mean. UConn was up big against Michigan State. I thought if I didn't say that's what I meant to say.
Oh, I didn't. You might have.
That's what I mean. They've had these. It doesn't. Yeah, they've had these games where they're clearly susceptible to being hit with a run. I mean, so is Illinois, but it's not like UConn. Like that's again, the team that the reason why he's never lost in the Sweet 16 or later is because that 2-year run he had with that team, they won pretty much by double digits every single game in the tournament. And you know who else has won by every game by double digits? The Illini. So I just feel like there's some short-sightedness right now. Those aren't the same players. Yeah, Caravan's clutch, and he'll probably hit some clutch threes to keep him in the game. But there's no one on that team that's like, oh, that's a horrible matchup for Illinois. There's not a single person that like we can't overcome. Now, do I think they'll score? Yes. I'm just not concerned. Maybe I should be. I'm just not very concerned about this game.
Houston and Iowa have
Not
better.
concerned, Joe.
Houston and Iowa both have higher ranked offenses than
That's
UConn
I mean,
does. Houston has the better defense also than UConn. So
how Houston was a top 10 offense, that almost questions the algorithms, because I haven't seen a team take worse shots than Houston this whole season. Maybe in like 3 years. The shot quality that they took in that game. Dude, you're laughing. I'm dead serious. The shot quality in that game was atrocious.
yeah,
It dropped at
If they take
15.
Sinak.
If they took those same shots and we played them 100 times, Illinois would win 100 times. Those shots were terrible. They're lucky they only lost by 10 in that game.
Well, yeah, we couldn't make a free throw. Or
I thought Iowa's offense was 10 times better than. Dude, remember we looked at each other, Shaps, after like 3 minutes, and we're like, okay, this offense is way better than Houston. Like, they have us right now. There was a play where like they drove to the hole and it was a dish for a dunk, and that didn't happen one time. The second play of the game. The whole Houston game happened, and I don't think they got. Did they get a layup? I can't even remember Houston getting a layup that whole game. Maybe at the end, in the garbage. But it was like Sharp hitting those fadeaways. Those were like their easy buckets. But yeah, Joe, I wouldn't say I'm not concerned about this game. I have a few concerns. I think one being Hurley, just for whatever reason, he's got Brad's number, and this is the revenge tour, so I'm optimistic on that front. And then I think Taurus scares me a little bit from, it's kind of the same thing as Houston, right? The toughness angle. Because I feel like the games that we have, I mean, it's weird that Reed only played the 15 minutes in the first matchup and they still crushed us. But the couple games that I feel like we got beat, it was because of I just felt like the Ivasic twins were getting beat a little bit, and they were just nowhere to be found because we got bullied a little bit down low. So that factor to me, like if we get, that's going to be what I'm paying attention to, Shaps. If we could get Taurus into foul trouble early, that is so massive. And I don't get it twisted. I know he got in foul trouble in that first game. It will go much differently if Taurus gets into foul trouble in game 2, because this game we don't have Petrovic playing 19 minutes. We don't have Brandon Lee playing more minutes than Jake Davis. We don't have Wagler playing 13 minutes or whatever it was. Markovic playing fewer minutes than Humrickhaus. You could throw that game away as far as I'm concerned. So there's some positives there. I think I like what you said, Joe, the matchup hunting with Mullins. So we'll see what Tundy has up his sleeve. And I would love nothing more than after that game on that bus ride home to have Shaps say that I was wrong about Tundy. And I will make you say it, Shaps. I will make you say it once we win this game.
Gladly.
A couple things about Taurus. Is it Taurus Reed?
Terrace.
Terrace?
Is it Terrace? Is it Terrace or Taurus?
I didn't want to correct you.
So
I thought it was Taurus. Terrace.
We're really good with names.
I'm all pissed because everybody was calling Wagler, and I was getting mad. I just did the same thing.
Dude, this goes to show you I didn't know what the hell was going on. When you have kids that are really little, you don't know what's going on around you, especially like that was COVID time too. He's from St. Louis, played for Chaminade, the same conference my high school was in, same high school as Jason Tatum, same high school as Beal, both the two guys in the NBA, obviously.
Bradley
and
Beal.
Yeah, he was player of the year in Missouri his junior year. Then he went to this. I don't even know about this Link Academy. It's a big basketball prep school in Branson, Missouri.
Yep.
He went there for his senior year, and then I think he ended up at Michigan, and then
Yep.
went to UConn. So I had no idea that he was a St. Louisan.
Well, I only called him Taurus because I used to work every day with a Michigan grad, and he would always call him Taurus. This was like 4 years ago when he was a freshman at Michigan. He'd call him Taurus. So the Michigan Wolverine. I blame Michigan.
Learn the name.
Taurus Reed.
If he fouls out in 12 minutes, we can call him Taurus.
I will call him Taurus. Just like our guy, who's the football coach, Chips? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. We're not good with names on here. Matthew Meyer and Luxembourg.
God, I can't. I'm not in football mode right now.
Well, let me ask you this. When's the last time a Ken Pom team outside of the top 8 played in the national championship game?
When's the last time?
10 years.
I don't know. I'm going back and trying to look.
Probably North
You're
Carolina.
still looking?
Probably North Carolina.
The thing about the Ken Pom, though, Joe,
Yeah.
they gave so much weight to these late season wins. That's why they rig the system. They're always like, oh, you need to have these offensive metrics and these defensive metrics, or you're not going to be
Well, they're
capable
still
of
number
winning it all.
9.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be hard pressed to jump the top 5. But usually, how it works is these teams that are 7 or 8, or even defensively ranked 28th, they'll go on a run. Like Illinois, if we win it all, we'll end up probably 3rd in the Ken Pom. I wouldn't be surprised if
We're already 4th. I don't think we'll jump.
Yeah, we jumped.
Even if we win.
It's a big jump, but if we beat Connecticut and then Michigan, definitely could.
Yeah, Florida ended up number 3 last year. UConn won. Yeah, both these UConn teams were won by far when they that's the thing. This is not the they finished by at least 3 points better than both years. These UConn teams. This is not
Joe. You'll
We've had
love
a good
this.
draw.
I'm just not. These aren't the same teams. I'm not. He's a good coach, but a good coach can only take you so far. You need to have the Joes. Jimmy's and the Joes.
Joe, in 2022, the number 2 Ken Pom team, we lost to them in the Sweet 16. Oh, no, in the round of 32. There was just a huge crash of lightning here. Hopefully, it's sunny in Indianapolis, not
Probably
to go
not.
off topic.
Supposed to.
Number 2 team in the Ken Pom, Joe, Houston, 5 seed. That's actually hilarious. We played them as a 4 seed in the second round. That's incredible. Number 2 Ken Pom.
Let's recognize the draw that we've gotten.
Yeah,
this
thank
year.
you.
Credit,
Thank you.
Credit to the draw.
Credit-
we played one good
Credit
team.
the committee. You know what though? Credit the committee. The committee finally got it right. The committee got it right.
Yeah.
And that's why
we've playing one good team on the way to the Final Four, and that one good team couldn't make a shot. We've been pretty. I mean, you still need to win. I'm not taking anything away from that, and you need some luck on your side in a single elimination tourney that we've never had before. UConn got really lucky, obviously, against Duke. Iowa won all their games by a basket, I think, before losing to us, and not having to play a 1 seed until the championship game is pretty insane.
Massive.
It's pretty insane.
you know what though? I don't
we're-
buy the fact that we had such an easy. We beat.
We had
Houston-
a very easy road. You can't.
I don't know.
That's a fact.
Yeah, it was harder than Michigan and Arizona's.
Was it? Well, first off,
Yeah,
they're one seeds.
Yeah,
Though.
it
They're
doesn't
one
matter.
seeds, we're a 3
Yes,
seed.
but whose path was harder? Our path was harder. I mean, if you're just going by the pure definition of it, yeah. So we literally had out of the 4 teams left, we had the 3rd hardest path. I get, yes, Arizona and Michigan, they earned the 1 seed. They earned the right for the easy path. But on the pure definition of paths, our path was harder than theirs. Was it not?
I don't know. Arkansas would have been probably the best team
Dude,
that we played,
Arkansas
or second best team.
stinks. Arkansas stinks. That defense. I took Arkansas in the championship. I watched them play. What a mistake that was. The SEC was a joke.
I had a future
Acuff
on
doesn't
them.
play defense at all.
I had a
Acuff
future
literally
on them,
stands
yeah.
there.
To go to the Final Four. I had a future on them. But
You want to talk about easy pass? Look at Michigan's path. Michigan played, sorry, Joe, no disrespect, St. Louis.
come on. Slew catching a stray.
Sweet
Slew played them
16.
the best.
Bama without Holloway. And then Elite Eight, they played Tennessee to go to the Final Four. You're going to say that Illinois' path was harder than Michigan's?
Dude, Tennessee's
Tennessee's
and
not good.
Alabama are much better than Iowa, I would say.
But we beat Houston in Houston, but that doesn't.
I said we had one really hard game.
The path was significantly harder.
I don't think
I would be
Tennessee was very good.
It was a good
Tennessee
path.
stinks, dude.
They're better than
That
Iowa.
path, yeah, big deal. They didn't have to beat Houston. Michigan was not able to lose any of those games. Illinois could have lost to Houston. But
All right, we had the hardest
this is
path. You're right.
This is bullshit
Brutal
too.
path.
It's like, all right, what about Florida then? Florida had the easiest path, and they lost.
Well, yeah.
So I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about easy pass. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
It's a very, very hard path.
It was the third hardest path of the teams remaining. What about Arizona's path? You want to go there? Arizona's path was a walk in the park. Purdue was their hardest
Supposed to
matchup.
be. They're 1 seeds.
Good. Okay, good. We had the third hardest. I'm sorry. We had the second hardest. We had the second hardest path out of the 4 teams left.
You want to know the Ken Pom ranking for that Arizona played? Utah State, 27. You want to know the Ken Pom ranking of Michigan? SLU.
I got them all worked up on SLU.
SLU is, I can't even see it, 34.
Why are we doing this?
34. Duke, you know who Duke played, the other 1 seed who they played in the second round? Or Florida? Florida played Iowa, and that was actually pretty good. Iowa was 22.
Yeah, see?
And
22, Shaps. 22.
and Duke
What's Arkansas?
played
When they played, they were 22?
Duke played TCU. TCU is probably way down here. Yeah, TCU is 44. Who remembers who Illinois played as a 1 seed in the second round? What was that Ken Pom ranking? Oh yeah, that was number 9. We deserve whatever.
I didn't
draw
say we didn't
get.
deserve it. I actually said that. I said we finally didn't
Those
get
all
screwed.
seem. Yeah, I mean,
We had the second hardest draw. I don't know why we're talking about easy draws.
I need to keep emphasizing how ridiculous that draw was. I just want to keep emphasizing it because there's no world where that wasn't a we got fucked draw. There's no world. You just keep bringing up other facts and it keeps emphasizing how horrible of a draw that was. But you know what? Brad knew that if you just keep punching your ticket to the big dance,
Those at bats.
get those at bats. Right? Chaps, aren't you happy we kept getting good at bats and didn't fire Brad and bring in another coach and set the program back 3, 4, 5 years?
I'm ecstatic.
Good. Be grateful.
Joe.
We're sewn
Joe,
in. We're going to Indy, dude. We're going
What
to
do
the
you-
Final Four. I'm not
What
worried
do you-
about Loyola or the 30-0 run or the SLU Billikens. I am focused on Indy right now. I love Indy. Some people want to hate Indy. I love Indy. I think maybe New Orleans is the best, but as far as hosting, big events, tournaments, there's nothing better. Because I always think back to the Big Ten tournament that the 3 of us went to when we were seniors in college in
right.
Indy, and we had the best weekend ever. So I think
Yeah.
so. This will
It
be
was the best
the
weekend.
first time that we're all 3 of us together back in Indy.
Is
That's
that right?
true.
reliving
That's
that.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, me and you, I think Lags were there for the
What were
COVID
we-
Big Ten tournament.
Oh, right.
The
Yeah.
Curbella
Yeah. Curbella.
championship. Run.
Georgie, can you do it again? Yes.
But yeah, we were like social distancing. I think I saw you like
Yeah.
across the stadium.
Well, they
That
had
was-
that blocked off.
That was
Remember?
in Lucas Oil though. Yes,
It was
They-
Lucas
they
Oil.
had
They blocked
the
off half the stadium
Had a like a
like a tarp.
yeah, basically a tarp curtains hanging down, cutting
Curtains.
off. It won't be this. It won't be like that this time around. So
I gotta find my
I'm
glasses.
I'm excited. I'll bring my daughter's binoculars for you.
Shit.
But
I don't know where they are. Joe, what are you drinking on the way down?
I got to figure that out. I don't. Are people going to the store Friday night?
Yeah, I can get you.
Okay.
I'll probably
You
go
can talk.
tomorrow. Get some high
talk, yeah.
noons or something.
Talk after this.
Get some bubbly. Get some Diplo. Some
Diplo.
ice. Fill the coolers.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah.
Boys, you know what sound that is. Time for some predictions, boys. For the Fighting Illini 2026 Final Four. How does that sound? It doesn't feel real. Doesn't feel real.
Does not.
Dude, Mish effed me up earlier today, sending that Instagram
Yeah. She's been effing you up left and right.
about the net. Just pieces of the net all around my house. Just how I drew it up.
This is what we've worked for. Yeah. This is
Who wants it?
This has been it. This is the most talented team that Undy's had.
We called it, dude. We had this on the radar.
I mean, early on, we were like in January. I mean, our hopes were riding high. We thought this was the team, and then it wasn't the team. Something just was like missing. We were blowing those leads and end of game disasters, and then we kind of adjusted our expectations, and we just said, okay, let's just get us to the second weekend. Like, if we don't get to a second weekend, it's a disaster. But anything after that, you know, is gravy. And then the bracket comes out, and we see the path, the extremely difficult path.
Second hardest pass.
But we all agreed, yes, no second weekend would be a disaster. But then we just take care of business, and Iowa beats Florida. And the skies opened up when we realized, like, oh my God, if we can just beat Houston somehow, we can actually do this. And we did it. We're going to Indy. We've got Hurley in our sights, in our binoculars. I think Illinois wins this game. Continue the revenge tour. I've got us winning 75-70. We're popping champagne on the bus ride back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Easter Mass. You guys are going to be stinking up the pews of champagne.
Thank you, Father. Java Joe.
Going 75-67.
Ooh, very close.
Illini. I
All
want to
right,
say
boys.
double digits, but I don't think I can do it. 75-67.
I'll do it for you, Joe. I'll do it. 82-65.
Wow.
Illini, ILL. This is the Javamen Fighting Illini podcast. Thanks for listening.
See you in Indy.
ILL.
It's time to walk the plank.